Now, I keep explaining to you, no, most of my day is spent watching TV, right? When some butt wipe I don't even know claims to have read my blog, right? And I don't even know what they would be aware of it, right? I didn't even tell my mom I wrote a blog, right? I was telling her I was trying to do a book or something by that time, right? But again, I even had to use a ghostwriter to do that. And he put some of his own 2 cents into it. And one of the things I discussed was having a dream about masturbating to her with him. But I also told him most of that was made up based on SVU, right? And why, I know. And it also had to do with Pastor Davis's church, right? Because he had 2 things going. One, he was trying to deal with his single young men if they didn't want to marry, And he had what's called a unitship program. But that's where it gets a little weird, right? He was teaching the units they could jerk off with each other. Excuse my French, I don't know how to say it. Or masturbate together, right? Whatever you want to call it, right? And, right, that it was okay. Well, I grew up in the South. I never even heard of that, right? Right. Do men masturbate? No. So, once I started going out there, he was being investigated by 2020, and I was there. In fact, you didn't see me because I was kind of in the front row, listening to the music in kind of a worship or trance-like state. With my eyes closed even, right? Not even trying to pay attention to anybody, when they put the camera on me, I guess I was photogenic or something, I don't know. But again, right. Yeah. Well, one of my shipmates even saw that too, right? And stuff like that, and I had a hard time on the ship because of that too, right? He would often ask me if I was gay or this, that, and the other, and wouldn't trade me, right? Well, that felt like quid pro quo, right, because he made up his mind too, right? See, some people make up their mind about you and they're wrong, and you can't reason with them either. Because like everybody else, I was taught you're supposed to marry one person, but now I know why there's divorce in the Bible. You can't always hang on to the person you want, right? I know. No matter how much you love them, right? Sometimes you gotta divorce them and let them go, right? Exactly. Right. Now, I tried to work it out with my ex-wife, but she left me stranded in Tennessee, and our relationship was kind of bland. It was kind of a reasonable exchange at the time for both of us. See, I had been with a few women, and she had been with more men and stuff like that. And she had had a child and stuff like that with another man, right? Who I didn't even meet until 6 months later, by the way. And the relationship was so quick, I doubted if the son we had was even mine, right? Things like that, which is normal. Too. But then I met a girl named Maribel the following year, and things like that happened too. But when I say girl, I mean she was 19 and still in high school, right? And I was 24 going on 25, I think, right? Or already 25, right? And she didn't even want her mother to know I was that age, right? When we started dating, anyway. And like I said, I'm trying to explain it to you so you understand by the stories I'm making up, nothing could happen, right? Even in the worst case scenario, say she came in there to me in the middle of the night and woke me up, I'm only telling you how I would deal with that And it's one of two ways: either quickly and get her back to her mom, or try to figure out why she was even in there, right? And none of that is sexual. Alright? And see, there are 4 reasons, like I keep telling you, she would even come in there to be. 1, she's hungry. 2, she's thirsty. 3, she needs help going to the bathroom because her mom's asleep and she had to pee or something, right? 4, she wanted a bath or something, right? And the reason I say that is I remember taking baths with my mom when I was around the same age, right? I'm not trying to, do anything but explain childhood to you, and you won't hear that. Whatever you're imagining I'm saying, I'm not saying. And tell you that's my imagination you're listening to, and it never happened. But you can't let that sink into your thick mind. You're so brainwashed by all the friggin' criminals, you don't believe there's one good man on the planet? I mean, who would know not to touch a 4-year-old if she wandered in there or not? Right, that's what I mean, right? I know better, right? I was taught better than that, right? And like I said, you're keeping me having to tell you things I shouldn't have to even freaking explain, because child molestation ain't no small deal to me either, right? Asshole. Right? Right. Whole point. I know it's a big deal. But I was around some messed up people, including going to Bible camp, I know, right? Where one of our counselors tried to touch a 14-year-old boy. Come on, right? Now, I wasn't told not to talk about that either. Okay? Mm-hmm. But it don't mean I would do the same thing, right? Because it was still dealt with like it was wrong, right? Right. And that they would get the man help or something, right? Right. But again, right, that's something we were told not to talk about too. And I keep trying to explain to you something that you cannot wrap your mind even around, right? Because you trust no man or woman, I guess, right? Nobody could get past you, right? And only you are perfect before the Lord, huh? Right? Only you don't sin or make mistakes, right? That's all I'm saying, right? And the smallest thing or the worst thing I could have thought is she needed help peeing, right? And she's already in the living room with me, so I took off her underwear so she could walk to the damn bathroom toilet, right? But maybe she didn't go, right? And I tried to smell her to make sure she didn't already pee, right? And that's making all that up, right? As the worst case scenario that might could have happened, right? I know. But it still don't mean I licked her, right? Right. And what I'm talking about there is having to change my sister's diaper while entertaining her when I was a young teenager from 12 to when I joined the Navy, or 13, whenever it was, right? Well, part of our duties was we had a little sister, not talking about like in the Song of Solomon this time, right? But we had a little sister, me and my stepbrothers, right? Through my stepdad and real mom, right? And again, right? You're making me tell you personal information you don't want to hear in the goddamn first place because my friends are YouTube, right? You don't want to hear the truth, right? So what can I tell you but a made up story? And see, that's part of my mental illness. You're making me make up a made up story to defend myself against a false charge I cannot prove since I'm mentally ill. Do you not get the catch-22 you're putting me in? All right. I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't in your eyes. So much so it don't matter what I say, because you know better than my ex-wife, her daughter, right? in me, you know. And I just don't know what the hell's going on. Plus, when I fell, I was blacked out. That's memory loss, right? Hello? Right? I don't even know what the hell happened, right? Only what put me there, right? To where I had to try the window to get in, right? As my last attempt to get into my room before I would have had to sleep in the lounge without a damn shirt on, right? And that's all I remember, right? Last thing I remember was trying to get into the window and I fell, right? But that's also because I know things about martial arts, jumping from a building or not, how to get down more than one way, things like that, right? I also know that if I got to the roof and there was no direct access, I could have gotten back on the roof and get down. So I don't know what happened after I blacked out, but I assume since I woke up in the ER, I fell 3 stories. Or from the 3-story window ledge. Same thing. And got knocked out on the way down because I tried to catch myself maybe and hit the side of the damn building and knocked me out. And then I fell awkwardly from there. Now, I don't know how many times I gotta tell you this story, but I will until you're blue in the face if I have to. But you're making me make some of it up, which makes me sound more mentally ill, right? And don't help your case anyway against me, whether I did a crime or not, right? But if I did a crime, you're not the one to convict me as my stepdaughter or her mother, right? Unless she's making stuff up herself, right? And went crazy because her daughter did come in there to me and I asked her who showed her that. And she said, Grandma. Because let me tell you, if my stepdaughter's doing all that with me and I just met her, right? And I knew she was with her grandmother, her dad, and her mom, I wouldn't ask her who the hell showed her that, right? Because it wasn't me. It's the first time I even met her. Dumbass, right? Want the truth? You can't handle the truth! That I didn't even touch the little girl. Oh, no. And definitely not sexually if I had to do something with her and make sure what was going on, right? I'm still her legal stepdad at the time. And if she needs help changing her clothes or going to the bathroom, I can do that too, asshole. So can her stepmom. Right, and none of that is a crime, usually, right? But it is things you do with a child. Mm-hmm. Since she was 4, she might not have even learned to tie her shoes yet, and I might could have taught her that too. Well, I don't know. But I'm still not, again, right, doing anything sexual with her or wrong with her, even if she wandered in there after her mom went to sleep, which is how I think that would happen anyway. Unless she's trying to set me up or something, even then, I'm not seeing her, so I'm not going to do nothing too far out because she's still right in the goddamn next room, idiot. All the child has to do is scream. And her mom's in there. And her mom's in there. Right. Dumbass. I know that too. Excuse my French there again, YouTube. I'm kind of upset with these dumbasses not listening to me for 30 years. Almost. And try to make my life a living hell because I didn't touch the child, right? And who would know that? The mom, right? Unless he was trying to set me up, right? See what I mean? Right. That would be only once. See. I'm not normally around a 4-year-old in the first place and she was sleeping with her mom. That sounds fishy, even if she's acting like it happened, which would be crazy as hell. And the only one who might could know would be my mom, but right, or a family member, right? And they're what, trying to shut me up or trying to prove I did something or didn't? I don't know. See, all this does is make me wonder, who the hell is this? Where did I meet them? Is this the church or someone else? Was I attacked on base, right? Instead of fail, right? Because they know too much about it. Too. And even the blog never said anything happened. Right. I'm just admitting I could have molested her, but didn't. Right. That's kind of straightforward, ain't it? Especially if you're watching a show called SVU for about 5 years before you even post on YouTube. But I thought it was 2003, though that still would be 3 years anyway, but still. The show was on the air since 99, right? And I'm a homebody now. I mainly stay home or walk, or go to the movies, or go to buy the groceries, or go to out to eat once in a while. Sometimes, yes, it's a fucking buffet, excuse my French, or again, YouTube, but that's reality for most people. And most everybody is exposed to buffet, not just in Las Vegas, by the way. Right. And what I try to do is, if I eat the meal, I eat it around midday. And then I try to not eat anything, right, until evening. Unless I got a problem with a waitress like Kelly who won't freaking get that I'm just a customer. So I keep trying to show her I'm just a customer, right? Because I think she thinks she's Miss It for every man. And no man can't just look at her as a friend or a waitress, right? Which is how she was making me feel. So the reason I'm going out there so much is just to show her I like Chinese food. Any damn way. And that she's making up in her own head, her own delusions of grandeur. Though she could be the woman of my dreams, and I told you all that too, right? But what else can a person tell you? You won't listen to them, right? And I even met her shortly before I went on YouTube and wrote the blogs anyway, right? May have even mentioned her there too, right? Not sure, right? I'm trying to do an autobiography as a blog, right? And like both people, I'm trying to get on a site where I can air my grievances with both the VA and the Navy and all that shit. Right? Excuse my French there again too, right? But the problem is people are control freaks. Maybe even Daphne herself, if she's so upset that I'm having to speed through the mountains but not asking me why. See, if I'm speeding, Daphne, there's a damn reason. And it's probably because I had to be back by Monday, unlike you if you had 2 weeks leave, right? Well, I was at Bethesda for 2 weeks, or did you forget that, right? I had no leave, right? I had to be back by Monday. Which I was trying to explain to her even then, right? Mm-hmm. And was back to work by Monday. Yes, he was. Yes, I was. Now, the thing is, she didn't have to leave me stranded, though. Maybe my driving, right? And never apologized to me either, right? Not once. Not once. Did she say she was sorry and that she shouldn't have left me in Tennessee, right? She acted like it was a good idea. That's going to just make you think she used you to get her stepdaughter from her mother anyway for some reason, right? Because part of what she told me is her mom didn't want her to have her daughter until she was married and in a stable relationship. Well, let me ask you a question. If a person tells you they're paranoid schizophrenic before you meet us, shortly after you meet them, do you see them as marriage candidate usually anyway? She did. I don't know. I was looking for a wife. At the same time, I was having relationship problems with women, right? Not that I wasn't getting any butt or getting any women, right? It was just short-term relationships, right? More like one-night stands, right? Now, I know everybody can have sex, right? Matt and Maria, I know. Anyone. And I'm not saying they're not, right? I'm not saying they are, right? I don't know. I don't get through life that way, right? That's what I'm saying, right? And when I show up to your nail salon, it's to get my nails done. Unless I think something else is going on, then I'm going to try to deal with what I think is going on, right? And if everybody's acting weird, I don't know what's going on, so I'll start asking questions. Including, how old are you? What's going on, right? Are they making fun of us or something, right? But yeah, I lost an hour in that store as well. And I'm trying to figure out what the hell's happening. I don't know either because I got time loss, right? I got what's called temporary amnesia. I know some of what happened, but not all of what happened. I don't know. From 210 to 350, all right. I don't even know why I was in there that long. I don't know. Because I went there just to get my nails done and go to a movie afterwards like normal. But for some reason, when I got out, I missed the movie by over 50 to 40 minutes for each one I was trying to see. One of them was Harriet, the other one was Terminator Dark Fate. And I told you this before, right? Why would I forget when I didn't do nothing wrong? And why would I lose an hour in the store if we didn't do something else that somebody don't want me to know we did, right? And she's the person right in front of me, right? And nobody else either. She's the one doing my nails, right? Now, if she lied about being 37, like I told you before, and was really 15, and thought I was talking about her on the blog, right? Why would she think that when she has to see the blog to think that, right? I never showed her my blogs, right? But if someone else did, they thought it was her you were talking about. Yeah. Not me. I didn't even know she was 15, right? I couldn't tell one way or the other her age. And even if she was, all she would have had to tell me is I'm trying to go to college and make some money. I wouldn't have understood that. Or did they make her think I wouldn't understand that? Yes. They made her think that. Whoever it was who made her aware of me, right? And knew she was 15 and made her think she had to lie to be her blackmail me or something, right? That's what it sounds like too. And someone blacked me out. So I wouldn't remember exactly what happened, right? Except for the nail job, right? Now I can't say it was or wasn't her. I can't say it wasn't someone else. I can't say we went into the bathroom or not, but I know right where it was. Right by us, right? So all I can say is we could have, again, right? Based on what I knew before I went in there and after. I still didn't commit a crime, though, because she would have to commit a worse one to be with me. A, she was working underage. B, she lied about her age. And C, blacked me out somehow in her store. All the above, if she had sex with me too. Whose fault would that be if she said she was 37? Hers. Why would it be her fault then? Because if she had told me she was 15, all she would have had to said also is that her dad was letting her work in the store if that was what was really going on. And, oh, you thought I was? I'm not even talking about Matt and Maria when I talk about them, but they are acting odd around me, like I don't see it or something, or blind, right? I'm not blind, I'm just trying to figure out what your problem is. What? Y'all don't think I know about premarital sex and that would bother me, Matt? No. I know people have premarital sex, right? Or do you think I like you, Maria, and you have to prove to Matt I like you? I don't know, right? And are blacking me out too, right? I don't know. I'm having to guess. Like I said, when you black a normal person out, and they're just a normal person, and learn things one step at a time like everybody else, right? And heard voices in 93 and didn't report hearing them until then, you know what I mean, right? But was fine the whole time. Graduated high school, got his GED, started working, went into the Navy by 20, right? Mm-hmm. And for 5.5 years, again, because of all this other stuff, right? And got out with a mental and a physical disability and keeps telling you that, right? And it's like it's going in one damn ear and out the other. Who am I talking to? Are you even compassionate? Do you not know my dad was murdered when I was 11 or 12 as well? Does that not make you think that maybe I need to back the fuck off and give him a break? Right. Because he's not trying to do nothing wrong, but if someone is, they're taking advantage of his mental illness, not he theirs. And that's a different type of mental illness, especially if someone knows people don't like this and will maybe try to kill me over it. And there ain't nothing I can say since I'm mentally ill either. Especially with all these damn movies out of Hollywood, like freaking Psycho. How does that help me? Not at all. But if you watch the damn movie and you think everybody mentally ill is a psycho, how does that help me? It don't. It makes people think I'm like Norman Bates and Psycho, right? But I'm not. Never have been. Even if I'm dealing with crazy women who, believe me, I know how to make love to them, right? But don't want to commit and black me out, right? See, again, they're committing the crime, not me, right? I don't try to commit a crime. I try to communicate what's going on with me. And usually I'm very articulate. I can say what I mean and mean what I say. I think Jesus himself 2,000 years ago was the same way. They didn't like his articulation of their religion, right? And how he was healing people on the Sabbath day, right? Oh, God forbid, right? Or let the disciples pick corn on the Sabbath day. Or forgiving a wife caught in the act of adultery and not stoning her, right? Though usually that's determined by her husband in Judaism, right? And not, right, any other man usually. Even if she's a prostitute, right? Normally. But even if the man was married himself and committing adultery, both should have been stoned, right? And you still can't guess what he wrote down, but I bet it was both are to be stoned. Both are to be stoned. Can't stone one without the other in Moses' law either. They both committed adultery, right? The man and the woman. They would have to go get the man, right? Go do what else he wrote. Mm-hmm. Go get him, right? And they, out of the conscious, because they might have knew who it was too, didn't go get him. So he could stone them both, right? Plus Roman law, like I told you before, wasn't allowing him to stone them, right? He's not able to do that anymore. No Jew is, right? And again, right, that's showing mercy and not sacrifice, which is a key message, I know. That's forgiving to be forgiven, right? And then you bring up the woman at the well, John, right? What's she all about? Now, and this woman had 5 husbands, a lover on the side, right? After the 5th divorce, right? And would technically be called living in sin today. But guess who didn't judge her and told her he was the Messiah? Jesus. Guess who knew that about her and didn't judge her? Jesus. And guess who stayed in the village for 3 days or more? Using her to reach the men. Jesus. Guess who don't use women to men anymore? Paul and you. Guess who did? Moses and the Torah. Mm-hmm. He even used Miriam once in a while. Mm-hmm. And then Deborah in Judges. And then Huldah in Kings and Chronicles. Right. She's in both, by the way. You've never mentioned her because she taught the priest, the king, the scribes, the law of Moses. And told them to just repent, right? Which is what you're supposed to do. You know? And she was dwelling in the Meshach, you know, right? The college, you know. That sounds like, you know, she knew what she was talking about too, huh? Right? She studied the Torah herself, huh? Right? Crazy Jewish men won't even let their daughters study the Torah because of male chauvinistic behavior. You're worse than the Gentiles when it comes to your women. And you're supposed to be better. Right. Moses didn't show you none of that, nor did the prophets. In fact, they say to your daughters, go back to the Lord. You backsliding daughters, right? A woman shall encircle a man, right? Wow. And there's several ways, right? She could do that. It also could mean lead. Yet Pastor Davis didn't show me that. The Lord did. The lady did. The wholeness of God, right? Because he's both, right? Male and female are one in Christ Jesus. Not you. Jesus. Neither is the man without the woman, nor the woman without the man, are independent of one another in the Lord. In the Lord's body. He means something there. He's trying to break them from their messed up traditions too. He even says so. I myself left the traditions of the Jews, right, to follow Christ, right? Because he knew it was wrong. I know. And Jesus used the Torah to explain it to him too. And he read it on his own and would go into the synagogues to teach the Jews in other nations Jesus. Right? That's how it started anyway. Christianity was started by the Old Testament, not the New. The New was written after because they had the Old first. Silly, you know. Am I talking to morons in the what's called scientific or historic world? Do you not understand? He's first shown in the Old, then the New. And the New is just more for the Gentiles, and the Old was to try to help the Jews to understand him, right? But some people don't want to at all anymore, right? They're blaming Jesus for their problems when they're their own problem, right? That's the problem. And if you don't want to listen, what else can I tell you? Admit to something that never happened? That I would have to make up happened anyway, which would sound just as crazy to make up if she's sleeping with a mother, right? Like I told you before. You're not accusing me, you're accusing her first just because I'm a 24-year-old man. Guess how old she was? A year younger, right? Guess how old all the women I was with? All over 18, right? Guess how many 15-year-olds I slept with? None. Unless she lied about her age, right? And said she was 37 and was being paranoid, you know, that I would get her in trouble and thought the only way to get out of it was to have sex with me, right? Not because she loves me, not because I was pretty or attractive to her. I know that too, honey. You ain't got to rub it in, right? But because she thought I would blackmail her or something. But that is the blackmail, ain't it? Right? They made you do to me, right? But yet I survived whatever you did to black me out, didn't I, honey? Right? Like I told you, right? Before I went into the store, if they thought I meant E when I didn't. I didn't mean no one in specific, right? It's just in general knowledge, right? General information does not equal a crime until, again, a person really commits one, right? And by what you told me, you committed the bigger crime. You lied about your age. You slept with a mentally ill patient in the Navy who started hearing voices in 93, right? And did you know all that? I didn't tell you a word about that, right? I wouldn't have had time, right? No, I know. So did I mean you, or did they think I meant you and made you do something stupid that you regret now? Yes, yes. But not me. Not me. I wasn't even talking about you. I wouldn't even cared if you had told me the truth, right? And we're really 15 and working in your dad's store. Why would I get upset about that when I'm just talking in general, right? And trying to make a point, right? And yes, I'm going out to different salons, but to show them I don't have to have sex with anyone in the salon, right? I can just get a nail job, right? That was the whole point. And I never tried to commit a crime purposefully. I done got into trouble 2 times. I'm not going to get a third strike unless you try to mess them up. Yeah, yeah. By lying to me, right? And you can lie that you're 15 when you're 16. It's supposed to be that old to work in the salon anyway, right? And then take it personal that I'm talking to you when, how would I know you, right? Why are you making it about you? Are they just switching off with different girls I might would like? Because I'm trying to find an Asian looking girlfriend, maybe? I don't know. Like I told you, I don't mind a Caucasian girl or a redhead, right? But she's still got to act like she's interested. Otherwise, I behave myself during the day. I try not to get in zero trouble. And I usually don't. No, I usually don't. If I'm getting in trouble, something weird's going on. Someone's in a hurry. When everybody else is going slow, by the way. Usually. And when I'm rushed, yeah, I can make minor mistakes, but still, traffic, right. Everybody does that. Accidents, everybody does that too, right? And still. All that happened over 3 years ago, right? All of it. And it's getting longer from it, right? See, like, I told them about the wreck anyway, or again, right? Kia, about that wreck, right? And then about the stop sign, right? And they were trying to get some more money. Yeah, for a pool spa to help with my disability, right? There's a reason I'm doing all that. See, I'm not Michael Phelps, where I can be given a pool spa as an endorsement deal, even though he did a little Mary J, right? But still, yeah. I would have to buy one. You would have to buy one. And they're kind of expensive. Almost as expensive as getting a walk-in shower, by the way. Or one of those pool tubs, right? Which again is let you get into the pool by opening the door, right? And there's also a little bit of a hot tub, right? So I bought a hot tub instead of all that, which I can't even really use right now, right? Because it's a hot tub. See, another thing about the pool spas is temperature control, meaning it can be cold in the summer and warm in the winter. You think? That's why you wanted it anyway. Yeah. And I guess they think the kitties are going to get back there or something. I don't know, right? But that's why I got a fence with 2 locks on the doors now, right? No child can just wander into my backyard or I'll hear them splashing around out there or drown themselves, right? Because it's also supposed to have a top, right? Right. And if you can't get one, all you can get is a little mini pool or something, right? Because you ain't got the damn money, right? And I done told you why. You're just making me repeat the same stories, made up or not, right? Over and over again, right? Because I don't know what else I can tell you, right? Besides all that, and you seem to hate Christians with a passion, even if we know better than to molest a child, right? And don't do it. I don't even jerk off with a man like Pastor Davis was suggesting, right? Or Pastor Brand, whoever, right? Though he did cop a feel, but I knew I couldn't hit him in the middle of his church with no witnesses right, around, right? So I walked away. Best move I made. Best move you made. Oh no. Man would have tried to bite me on you or something, probably. For assault. Now that I know happened. Right. I probably would have told someone about it, right? Because you're not acting surprised by what I'm telling you. See, they would also write strangers, right? On different ships who are part of the church, right? Another thing they would do is they would write different people and give you a list of people to write who are also in the Navy to encourage them, right? Well, whoever's doing this is trying to discourage me and prove I'm a criminal and I never did anything like that, right? And the only one you can ask about Aunt Fly for the daughter, right? And even they can't show anything conviction-wise, right? So why can't they? I never molested her, right? Like I'm trying to tell you from the start and you wouldn't let me, right? So I started telling you sarcastic things or made up things or hypothetical things or dreams I could have had, right? All the above, which is why the guy mentioned it in the book about masturbating with her even, right? I can explain it all to you just as fine as day if you want, right? Over and over again too, right? The story ain't going to change no more than that, right? Because that's the problem too. I both know you don't like schizophrenics or mentally ill people, but I also know you hate pedophiles worse, right? But yet you're letting them get away with it in other countries too, right? See, they don't just do it here, right? They do it all over the world, fool, right? And you're not stopping the trafficking of women, right? In fact, you're helping it get worse by the bullshit you're approving, even with abortion laws, right? But no one can reach your carnal ears that, again, the son inherits the sins of the father. Ain't that why David's son died with Bathsheba, right? And Nathan said he would, right? And the Lord fulfilled it, right? Now, the difference is with an abortion, the girl knows why she wants one, even if you don't, right? And it probably has to do with the jerk off who got her pregnant or something. too. He could have been Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That wouldn't matter to you, huh? Right? You just want another Mr. Hyde on the scene, huh? To deal with the evil you're doing, right? One day. See, the thing about evil is it destroys itself from within, right? You want to fight fire with fire, then you both get burned. Ever heard of that? Sometimes. And I've seen it all too. I've seen firemen, I've seen police, I've seen ambulance drivers, I've seen, right? So I got to the hospital, right? By 6:30, I was in the hospital with the first wreck. Don't know with the second. I have no clue what happened at the fall, right? Or how long it took, right? To even find me out around the back, right? Or if I didn't go to the front, or if I didn't call somebody, or what. But all that's guessing, right? Based on knowing myself, right? Ain't that one of the things about the Matrix? Know yourself. Don't worry about others. Just know you, at least, right? Now, if I know I'm attracted to women since I'm a little boy, what you messing with there too, right? But I also know Jesus said to love people even if they don't agree with you and everything, even your enemy, right? If you want to be gay and get married and you make it a law, who am I to stop you, right? Just don't stop me from marrying a woman if that's what I want. You know what I mean? That's mercy of them. Even if they hate my guts because you're confusing the message of Jesus yourselves, right? And trying to make Satan their God, right? The punisher of your sins, right? And everyone who sins in his eyes, from the minor to the major, deserves death, right? That's why if you condemn, you're condemning yourself, right? If you forgive, you're forgiving yourself, right? Because you can only do the same thing as someone else, right? Even if the women are blacking me out, they black me out because they slept with me, right? There's no other reason to black me out, right? I don't talk about nothing else. I'm trying to find another girlfriend, right? Girlfriend. Are you the next one in line, right? They trying to set me up with, but not remember. Because they confuse the whole of the scriptures. See, a boyfriend ain't the same as a fiance. A fiance ain't the same as a husband. And any of those times you can break it off and divorce. Do you know why Jesus said not to divorce? And that if you divorce, you're committing adultery. Though the woman at the well was divorced 5 times, right? And living with a man. Is he contradicting his message? And you know, that was always in the Gospel of John. There's a contradiction about, or a doubt about the woman, the wife, caught in that adultery. That one they're not sure if that was in there. Even. Or wasn't written later. By someone else. Like who? Jesus? Sounds like something he would actually do if his wife was caught in that adultery because of how Joseph had to deal with Mary, right? After he found out she was pregnant with him, right? I know. And still marry her, and still married her. Because the angel told her. And her too. Mm-hmm. Now, you don't think she tried to talk about people, and there could have been someone named Gabriel in the little village of Nazareth who knew she was about to give birth to the Messiah? Mm-hmm. Could be part of it too. Gabriel, again, is a popular Hebrew name, right? And guess what? Yeshua was, Yahushua was, Joshua was, right? And they're contracting it. I know. It's really YHW SHWA or IN, right? And and see, he's not called Joshua, unless you're contracting his name, right? You might even be changing a vowel. Reason is they don't know which vowel goes where, really, right? Yet they say Eliyahu all the damn time, right? So that's how I figured out Yahuwah was the divine name, right? Okay, talk to you tomorrow.